Margot Robbie sticks the landing in her first major leading role, and she just got a Golden Globe nomination to prove it. Hey, it's Steve O'Brien, and in today's Entertainment City, it's all about I, Tonya, the new biopic about a woman and a scandal that many of you probably remember.
America, they want someone to love, but they want someone to hate.
Some people are like, wait, but what really happened? And I'm like, no, you're missing the point of the movie. Reality and truth are two separate things where everyone has their own version of their truth.
I, Tonya tells the true story of scandalized figure skater Tonya Harding, who was involved in a scheme to injure her main rival at the 1994 Winter Olympics, Nancy Kerrigan. But the film is about more than the debacle. It's a portrait of the disgraced Olympian that shows her as someone much more complex than the tabloid caricature she became.
I never did this.
I think at the time, the appetite for scandal really kicked off and the 24-hour news cycle started. It was pre-OJ, and I think people were just eating up and consuming the headlines and the sound bites, and when you're trying to sum up a situation or a person in 6 seconds or one sentence, you're obviously going to get a very stereotypical, derivative sort of like version of what they are, and everyone clearly took the angle that Nancy was a princess, Tonya was a monster, which wasn't fair on either women.
You call that a clean skate? Stop talking to her. That girl is your enemy.
Robbie, who had to learn how to skate for the role, is being praised for giving a committed, fierce performance as Harding, despite initially believing the story that she would be telling was fiction.
I'd never heard the name Tonya Harding. I was 4 years old at the time and I missed it completely, and I'd never heard anyone speak about it. One of the things that I loved about her story when I read the script, it read to me like the classic underdog story, the classic underdog kind of chasing the American dream and coming so close to achieving it, despite her circumstances reaching the top in a world that's so, you know, in a sport where they so clearly didn't accept her and she didn't fit in and she refused to fit in.
Coming up next week, we'll hear more from Robbie about telling the story most people think they already know.
When I was, in pre-production saying, if someone's like, what are you up to next? I'm like, I'm playing Tonya Harding. They're like, wow, I remember seeing her with the baseball bat bashing in Nancy's knee. And I'm like, but she didn't.
And coming up tomorrow, the greatest showman himself, Hugh Jackman. For Entertainment City, I'm Steve O'Brien.